Hey guys, welcome back to Stall Garage. Good morning to you. Today we're changing something that most of us, including myself, neglect. Even when we say we're taking good care of our vehicle, most people don't change this fluid while they own their vehicle, and it can cost over $1,500 if it fails. So today we're going to service the rear differential on this 2005 Jeep Liberty before it does become a very expensive repair for us. As you know, we're here in the budget life. I'm a DIYer and I'm glad you're here with me. I don't know everything, not even close, not even just a little bit. Just scratching the surface here in the automotive world. So let's go take a look at this differential. Now, just so we're clear, I got 3 jack stands, one underneath the rear hitch, one underneath the passenger side, just in front of the rear tire, and the same for the driver's side. Make sure you're safe, guys and gals. I have never removed these before. Haven't dropped any yet. You get that one? Oh, there we go. Good thing there's no oil in there yet, huh? Or gear fluid. There's a little bit of oil in there, I guess. And this is a 1/2 inch. So for that top one, I'm gonna have to just grab the ratchet real quick. All right, I'm back. There we go. See if I can just we're just gonna loosen that top one up just a little bit. There we go. So let's see if we can crack this open with just our hands, huh? Can we? I doubt it. Nope. This is loose on top. We're gonna leave that there. Now this is gonna be your soft plug. I could have pulled that off before. Maybe I should, just to see if there would be any that comes out. How about we do that? Now this wasn't leaking. I don't want to break this. So be careful. Gently. Otherwise we won't be driving this thing tomorrow. Do I even want to mess with it? I think I am going to mess with it. All right, that came out well, thankfully. And, oh yeah, there's fluid in there. Honestly, it doesn't look too bad. So maybe this was changed. Yeah, I mean, it really looks pretty good. We're gonna keep going with it. It's been a ton of miles since it's been done. So no reason to stop going forward here. And I know I didn't talk about this for those of you who are new here, but this is a 2005 Jeep Liberty. It's got 352,000 miles on it presently. And it's hard to keep on the road, primarily because of the lack of quality aftermarket parts, to be honest. Overall, boy, I think that looks pretty good. I should grab the light in here so we can see just a little better. Should I do that? Let me grab that real quick. I'll just let it keep draining for you. Boy, that stuff just looks brand new. That is crazy for the amount of miles that's been on there. How is that even possible? I suppose they must put something good in there, which is wonderful. We'll grab our top bolt. I'm just gonna show this to you because my hands are all messy. See that fluid level right where my finger is? It was right there where it was supposed to be. There's a couple chunks in there. Just dirt from falling off the top. There's our magnet on the bottom. Just a little bit of material on there, but nothing out of the ordinary. While we throw in the OSB on top of our toolbox now, and we're just scraping off the old gasket. I'm happy with how this looks. I was actually getting a little concerned because it hadn't been changed in so long that we were seeing some problems with this. Fluid looked great. Probably didn't even have to change it. However, why not? Since we're here. All right, I got everything cleaned up. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Not a bad job at all. Just take your time, try not to get any dirt in there. You can flush it out with brake clean. Brake clean seems to go by so fast. I got 2 bottles. I thought that'll be plenty for this job. Well, I had to conserve. Inside of the diff, I think I left the cap right down there. That would go right here. Flip it over to the other side. Nothing too fancy. I cleaned it up. And I thought about painting it, but I don't want to. One thing I thought about doing though is putting a differential fluid temp sensor on there. Do you guys know if they have that? Differential temp sensors? I would like to kind of put a triple gauge pillar in the Jeep. I don't think they make them, but we're in this era of plastic printing, 3D printing. So I could probably do it. So, you got your oil pressure, you got your, what would it be, like your pyrometer, your exhaust temp, and transmission temp, that's 3 right there. Add a couple more onto the column, have one be your fluid, like rear diff fluid temp. Is that goofy? I don't know. I suppose if you're towing, you could pay attention to it. Drop your speed down a little bit if need be. Swinging down under. I got everything cleaned up except for, I got both tires off the ground here now so I can spin. You can see right down there I got a little bit of differential fluid mixed with brake clean coming out. So I need to wipe that up before I put the top on. I did take compressed air and I blew out all of the holes there. Just dropping stuff everywhere. That way our bolt holes are cleaned up, we're ready. Gets a little harder to get up off the ground. That is a problem right there. Ooh, I don't know what to do. Exactly, not very good at body work yet. We're just gonna keep riding it, and I think that I need to fix it soon. Otherwise there won't be anything left to fix anymore. For the gasket, I'm gonna use the Ultra Black. This stuff is really good. It's oil resistant. You're not supposed to use it with gasoline. However, it's high heat. I have always had good success with this stuff. Ultra Black, it's Permatex brand. And what you're technically supposed to do is you're supposed to make your bead. You don't have to let it dry. You assemble the parts immediately. Then you just tighten them up to where it's finger tight all the way around. You let that sit for an hour, at least an hour. I think it says an hour. Let me just double check real quick. Bed of silicone, 2 to 6 millimeters. While it's wet, finger tighten until material begins to squeeze around the flange, and then let dry for 1 hour, torque to spec. But I've always just torqued it to spec, and I've never had an issue. Yep. If I had one of those guns, I could do it a little bit of, you know what I'm saying. Okay, let's just put this one in first. Okay, next. Just need 2 of them, right? We in? Now, it says just to do them finger tight. So you know what I'm gonna do? I have the time. So that is exactly what I'm gonna do. Does finger tight count if you're using this socket? I would say yeah. Tell me, what do you guys think? Okay. It is not comfortable working without a lift. I'm going to tell you that as I get to be 44 pretty soon. I am not over it yet. But there is coming a time when I will be. Does that make sense? Am I even recording this right now? All right, we're back. So let's just give them a count here real quick because I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 bolt, whatever that means. And these just come to a stop. It's not like you can keep tightening them. They just come to a stop. So I went ahead and I just barely snugged them up at first. Then I snugged them up farther with the little Hercules, not the impact, just the electric ratcheting wrench. And I think that I'm gonna stop right here and get a little bit of torque on those, but I don't need to. I mean, they don't need to be. Now I see why that one up top would have been just a little bit tighter. Yep. Don't go crazy. Hog wild. No thanks. Last and last one. There we go. That'll be good. All right, so I'm going to go get the Valvoline 75-140. We're going to put it in our fill hole right there. This doesn't need any, you know, stuff. And I got a little hose clamp on there right there, if you can see that. I don't know if you can. But it's there. And we're just going to squeeze it in until it starts overflowing. There it comes. Now we're done. Let this thing lube up just a little bit. Yep. And there we go. We did it. The kids are outside playing. They pretend to be dinosaurs, just in case you guys are hearing that. They're just all over the place. Living out on the farm, that's what you get. Farm life, kids playing, yelling. Okay guys, well that's gonna wrap it up. You've seen everything go down there. Got it opened up, got it cleaned up. Honestly, I don't think I needed to do that. After testing it with dipping my pinky in there, came out looking pretty clean. There was a little bit darker tint to it than the newer stuff that we threw in there. However, we did it. It was a learning experience. On the black Jeep outside, I'll make sure to dip my finger in. If it comes out clean, I'm not gonna worry about it. I mean, this thing has been running on that fluid since we bought this, and we've owned this Jeep for about 6 years, I think. And it just looked just fine. Even better than fine, it looked good. You know, I'm a DIYer just looking at this here. What happens if you don't change it? You can get whining noises, bearing wear, gear scoring. I didn't see any of that. I don't hear any bearing wear. You can overheat. That obviously hasn't happened. Eventually a full differential rebuild, which would get you into that expensive category, right? So Jeep Liberty, every 30 to 60,000 miles, and that is for most vehicles. They recommend that heavy use, 15,000 to 30,000 miles. Now, one of the things that they say for the Jeep Liberty is 7590 gear oil is going to be the gear oil that is typically recommended because these have the open differentials. However, if you're towing, it says if you're towing or if you live in hot climates, some choose 75-140. And you want to verify before upgrading, it says whatever that means. So we're running with the 75-140. We got a 4-wheel drive package. We do tow a decent amount with this Jeep. We've actually pulled cars on a car trailer with this before. So I'm learning. I hope you guys are learning. You guys probably know a lot more than me, and that is okay. Feel free to put down in the comments any advice that you have, any tips for the future as we try to keep this Liberty on the road and as we work on all kinds of different projects around here. We've got an old snowmobile that hasn't run in about 15 years, just parked outside. There's no snow outside though. So I don't know if I start that up and just drive it around the yard on the dry grass until the belt breaks because it's old or something like that. Anyways, we got all kinds of fun to be had. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here. From our garage to yours. Hi, Crystal. I'm just gonna move you so you don't type there. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye. Bye, kitty kitty.